The original Xbox was an absolute powerhouse filled with great games. I am the Game Collector and this is Second Opinion Games, and today I count down the top 10 hidden gems for the original Xbox. Also, Stubbs the Zombie is one of my all-time favorite games for the system, but it's not very hidden. So, if you want to know which games you need to buy, check it out right now.
Second Opinion Games.
Number 10, Otaki 2, Immortal Warriors. Sega may have been pushed out of the console market, but that didn't stop them from pushing out some terrific software. Now, the first Otaki game was just okay, which is why a lot of people took a pass on the second one, but they were wrong, because this is super over-the-top, hack-em, slash-em, beat-em-up action at its finest, with now 6 playable characters with devastating attacks. If you happen to like Dynasty Warriors even a little bit, then this one is right up your alley. The graphics have been greatly improved, and the controls just feel silky smooth. And you probably should already have this one in your collection already, but if you don't, well, you just made me sad.
They have the key of fire within their bodies.
Number 9, Dark Watch. This first-person shooter is like Blade and Jonah Hicks had a baby. Try and get that disgusting imagery out of your head now. And your main character is Jericho Cross, and he struggles with his new vampire powers. He has to choose to walk the line of light or dark, and depending on which you take, changes the outcome of the game. The weapons here are some of the best I've ever seen in an Old West game. Sometimes they can be wicked melee weapons, or just a rifle to take down the brilliantly animated skeleton warriors that you'll be cutting down to size. And there's even vampire horses in this game. How awesome is that? And if I didn't sell you on it enough already, it starts off with a badass train level. And you know how much I love me a good train level. Number 8, Red Ninja. About 500 years ago, there was a group of Christian nuns living in Japan, and they were also ninjas. So of course, they trained little girls to also be ninjas and hold food over their head to kill all of their enemies. Now, if the over-the-top action doesn't really get you into this game, then this stealth kills certainly will. Blood will spray everywhere as you cut people's throats or just stab them in the back. There's huge environments for you to acrobatically flip all around, and the graphics look beautiful. There's of course some really janky wall running up, as was super popular for the time, but you know what really wins me over? Is the classic panty shots. Way to keep it classy, Japan. Number 7, Cold Fear. Now, Ubisoft tried to get a little bit big in their britches and tried to upstage the upcoming Resident Evil 4 as being the best survival game of all times. And they did a pretty good job, but not nearly as good as RE4. However, this game did come out about 6 months beforehand. Now, it does have those crappy static camera angles, but when you hold up your gun, it goes into an over-the-shoulder view, which I personally recommend. And aiming is perfect thanks to the laser sights, which I wonder where I've seen those before. Headshots truly do matter. You board a giant Russian whaling ship, which means the first enemies you encounter are just more Russians. Now, something has gone very strange here in this game, as everyone's turning into zombies and there's different parasites all around. So as you move through the game, you'll collect different, more powerful weapons, backtrack your way through many different layers of the ship, but it never ceases to be fun. And also, I'm getting seasick because this game is so realistic. The waves moving back and forth, which also can hurt you, just get to me, and I'm actually getting nauseous right now.
Son of a bitch!
Number 6. Killswitch. This game was so good, it actually inspired a major Hollywood movie called Gamer, where they completely ripped off the premise of a guy controlling a soldier using just a control pad from, someplace else. And it also completely inspired games like Gears of War. This is the first true stop and pop shoot 'em up action game. Even Drake's Fortune completely rips off the way the game's played by running and taking cover, doing blind fire shots, 15 levels to this huge experience, and enemies just keep coming at you, and they get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. By the end of it, they're just firing RPGs at you non-freaking stop. And there is a little bit of a plot twist towards the end of the game, and that's why it stays fresh and fun to this day. And the environments being very realistic really drives it home for me. Number 5, Cyanide. Now, personally, I completely understand why this game was overlooked. First of all, it's called Cyanide. It's not exactly an easy spell, and trying to tell your grandmother to pick you up this game probably wasn't going to work out so well. Also, it was a shooter in a time that people were kind of sick of shooters and more into first-person shooters and third-person shooters, not spaceship twin-stick shooters, even though this is one of the better ones. Over 100 different enemies are shoved down your gullet, and the controls are a little wonky. There are tons of different power-ups, but the graphics are so surreal and beautiful. It keeps me pushing forward. The game is just gorgeous, but something about it still feels a little generic. Luckily, it's really cheap and completely forgotten, so you'll have no trouble picking this one up. Number 4, Bloodwake. High-speed actions on the high seas, floating around in the Indian Ocean, blowing other pirates out of the water, stealing from the rich, and giving to yourself. You have lots of different machine guns and torpedoes and cannons and rockets and all these other things. And who needs to do a system link when you could do 4-player split screen against your friends? Sharing one TV, like back in the good old days. And you'll be having pretty much a terrific time as you bounce around on the water, cutting everything down to size. The game looks beautiful, the graphics are terrific, the physics are spot on, and it's just an overall great experience. Number 3, Circus Maximus, Chariot Wars. Now, I am a huge fan of Mario Kart games, and racing games in general, but this one is truly unique, as you're chariot racing in old Roman days. Now, you can customize nearly everything about this game, between different styles of chariots, your horses, even freaking zebras, and the different types of people that you could have driving and fighting aboard your chariot. Now, be careful not to take corners too hard, as you'll probably end up flipping. Watch out for tree branches, because they'll knock you off and kill you too. There is a little bit of rubber banding AI, but all of the maps are just beautiful. Sometimes they're simplistic and just driving around in a big circle, but most of the time they're just huge, long environments. There are still plenty of different power-ups that you could pick up along the way, and major speed boosts. And it's just a thrilling good time. And I cannot believe someone didn't remake this game for today. Number 2, Raise Hell. Oh, in the land of Cutopia, where all these little cutelets come to gather, where everything is perfect and beautiful. However, the outside world is less beautiful, so they try and help out by, killing and purging every ugly beast off the face of the earth, including innocent towns, where you start off this game as a completely defenseless thing that has to run and hide. Eventually you come across the stone that powers up your character greatly, giving you sword arms and be able to use different plant life around the environments as weapons to catch little cutelets on fire or just machine gun them down. This is so satisfying, and I love the twist on Nazis being the cute little things, and you're the ugly thing just destroying the entire world. It is so over the top hilarious. I just love it. Number 1. The Punisher, coming out after Halo 2 and only a few months before the Xbox 360 got here. Of course, this one was gonna be overlooked. And this is the very first time that I actually felt like a Marvel superhero. The Punisher is spot on with his over-the-top violence. He can pretty much dual-wield anything, including pump-action freaking shotguns. Grabbing people and using them as human shields is nothing for the Punisher, and then just executing them afterwards like it's absolutely nothing is completely cool. But where the game really shines is the torture aspect. Pretty much anyone can be grabbed and tortured to extreme limits, whether you're choking them out or just holding a gun right in their face, punching them in the stomach, or taking a drill press to their face. Oh my god, this game is so cool. I love torturing people and then letting them go just to shoot them in the back, or just living out my ultimate dreams and shoving them into a wood chipper. This whole game is like Max Payne turned up to 11, and that's why it is my number 1 pick for best hidden gem on the original Xbox. And of course, that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching.
He's still coming!
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this list. I had a great time making it, and I love the original Xbox. So I hope you found at least one game that you want to pick up now and start playing. And if there's a game that I may have missed that you absolutely love and you just cannot wait to tell me about, well, I can't wait to hear it. So until later, I will see you again, guys.